Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel of Mr. Football Loons, and today I'm going to look at the top 4, top 5 to see who will win the league title. And to be honest, I say top 5 and I think only the top 4 are really going to be contesting for the Premier League title. Just Arsenal, Manchester City, Aston Villa and Liverpool, in my opinion, are fighting for the title. And I might even start off by ruling out Arsenal. Looking at it, Arsenal in the last 5 games have lost 3. Only 4 points in the last 5 games, 3 losses in the last 5 games. I do not see them winning the title. They fell off when they lost it 2-0 against West Ham and 2-1 against Fulham. The thing is, they've got a fantastic side and I feel like they need a Premier League proven striker. Now I know Gabriel Jesus is a fantastic striker, but looking at it, he's not a proper goal scorer. Just everything else, but he's not a proper goal scorer. Eddie Nketiah did get a hat-trick against Sheffield United and can score against the lower teams in the Premier League. And he's great as a squad player, but they don't have that proper striker in that side. So I'm going to roll out Arsenal to win the league title. And well, you never know, Arsenal might be able to bring in a great striker, great Premier League proven striker in the January window, and they might be able to push up that league table and contest for the title again. It's definitely still possible if they sign a striker, but if they don't, it's a bit concerning. You know what, they create loads of chances. They created like 30 shots against West Ham United when they lost it 2-0. And they got 0 goals. It's not good enough. They're creating the chances. They're doing everything right there. But they need someone to finish their beans. Now, I haven't talked about Tottenham Hotspur. Obviously, they're only 1 point away from Arsenal. So they could win the Premier League. Yes, they're doing well. Ange Postecoglou is definitely a better manager for Tottenham. They've won the last 4 and the last 5. You know, it's very good for Spurs. But overall, they went for a time in the Premier League where they were first. And then they massively dropped off into 5th, which was not good enough. Yes, they're starting to bounce back, but if like crucial injuries like Heung-min Son or James Maddison gets injured, Spurs massively plummets. They rely on those players too much. I feel like Spurs will definitely hit European football, maybe Champions League, but it's going to be very tough for them to actually, you know, try and challenge for the title. So I don't think Spurs is going to finish anywhere near the title spots, maybe 5th. Maybe 4th, but not in the top 3. Sorry, Tottenham Hotspur fans. Right, moving on, it's Manchester City who are currently in 3rd position. And to be honest, Manchester City, I think they're going to reach top 2. Sorry, Aston Villa fans. I do not think you're going to win the league title. I think it will be between Manchester City and Liverpool to win the league title. Looking at it, Manchester City obviously have been without Kevin De Bruyne for the entire season. And you know what? They went for a rough patch. They were dropping points against Everton. They nearly dropped points against Luton Town. They lost to Wolverhampton Wanderers. They lost in the Carabao Cup. Things weren't going their way. They're obviously doing well in the Champions League. And the last 4 games, they have picked up their form. And considering Kevin De Bruyne and Erling Haaland are still injured, when they return, Manchester City are going to be more consistent than ever. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And that's why I think Man City will finish in the top 2. And it will be like the old days, Manchester City versus Liverpool when it comes to the title race. Now, Aston Villa. Unai Emery has completely changed Aston Villa since the Steven Gerrard days when he was in charge. Aston Villa was battling in the relegation zone. Unai Emery came in and he absolutely changed Aston Villa. They managed to finish in Conference League football last season. They're currently competing in the Conference League. And Aston Villa are now competing for the league title. Yes, I do think it's possible. But out of the 4 teams that are in the top 4, I think they're least likely to win it. First of all, statistically, they have not won the Premier League. And I feel like 7th place to 1st place is an unrealistic jump for Aston Villa. They've only just about got European football. And yes, surprisingly, they do have a decent amount of good depth in the club, you know, very good depth. Again, injuries have increased and 1 injury could change it all. And for Aston Villa, I think it will. Most probably maybe someone huge will get injured. It will change. I still feel like they might be able to get top 4, but that's the maximum I think they'll be able to get. Sorry, Aston Villa fans. I'm very sorry for saying you're not going to win the league, but you could prove me wrong. But also, I think Manchester City, because of Erling Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne, you know, returning, because they're starting to get back on form, I think they will, because of this form, overtake Aston Villa because of Kevin De Bruyne and Erling Haaland returning from injury. Because of that reason, I think Aston Villa will go down a notch, and I think Arsenal does have the quality, because they have shown it in the last couple of seasons, to then overtake Aston Villa. So that's another reason why Aston Villa will fall, because Arsenal and Man City are going to get back on form. I do believe that. And yes, my top two is Manchester City and Liverpool, like the old days. And if you look at it, Mohamed Salah could be unavailable up to 7 games because of the African Cup of Nations. That is a huge loss, because I believe he scored something like 18 goals. He's the guy getting all the goals for Liverpool, he's the guy. But if you look at it, Diego Jota can probably do a job in Mohamed Salah's position. He definitely can. He hasn't started every game, and if he does, maybe 5 goals, 1 assist in 14 games in the Premier League is going to change, and he's going to start getting more goals. And I think overall, Liverpool still create loads. Núñez has so many chances. It's crazy the amount of chances he gets, and I'm sure that, that's a really big positive. They always dominate teams. They dominate teams in terms of shots and chances, and that's a good thing for Liverpool. And the midfield has definitely improved from last season. Obviously Endo's also out as well because of international duty with his country. That's also going to be another loss, but they've still got McAllister. I believe Szoboszlai, though, concerning thing, in the 4-2 win against Newcastle United, Szoboszlai did pull up with a hamstring injury. And can I quickly say, VAR, what are you doing? Because that was not a penalty. That was an obvious dive by Diego Jota. I won't go into it, but that fourth goal shouldn't have counted. But anyway, let's still talk about the title race here. Man City versus Liverpool, for the title race. It's very hard to know whether Liverpool are going to drop off. Now, Liverpool are the most consistent team, because the last 12 games, they are undefeated in the last 12 games. Man City undefeated in the last 4. So Liverpool are definitely showing more consistency than Manchester City. Manchester City also has a game in hand on Liverpool. And you know what? Liverpool, I'm looking at it, have the best defensive record. And Trent Alexander-Arnold, I wouldn't say is the best defensive player. Now, there's one speciality that Trent has, is his passing. He should have 99 passing in FC 24 because he is an absolute genius when it comes to passing. In my opinion, he's probably the best passer in the Premier League. Controversial, I'm sure you're going to, in the comments, probably shout out some other people to be better than him. But in my opinion, Trent Alexander-Arnold has the best passing in the Premier League. Also, another thing is that if Trent, makes a defensive error or can't defend against someone, Alisson Becker in goal is possibly the best Premier League goalkeeper in my opinion at the moment. Again, I'm sure there's a lot of goalkeepers competing in the Premier League with being the best goalkeeper, but in my opinion, Alisson Becker is a fantastic goalkeeper. More positive, they create chances. Alisson Becker, fantastic. Salah will eventually return. Diego Jota can go into a position. They create chances. Trent, fantastic passing. Andrew Robertson is going to return, at the end of January, at the start of February. So players returning on injury. Again, one injury could change everything. But Liverpool, they are a very consistent team because before the loss against Tottenham, they actually went on to have a streak of 16 games undefeated in the Premier League. I am also counting last year's form as well, carrying it over to this year's form. So they had 16 games without losing, and then they lost to Tottenham, and now they're going on 12 games without losing. Considering that form, considering what, the last 29, 30 games, they've only lost 1 or 2 games, that is fantastic. And I think they will keep up this momentum. And overall, in conclusion, I'm sure there's a lot I've missed in this video, but in conclusion, I think Liverpool win the league. At the moment, they're in first. That is a thing. They're creating chances. They'll be able to keep up momentum. I feel like maybe they should sign a defender because Joel Matip is injured throughout the entire season. Maybe they need to bring in a defender just to, give that defence a bit more padding. Again, I could be completely wrong, but I am going to stick Liverpool to win the Premier League title. Because actually, at the start of the season, in my Premier League predictions for the table, I did say Liverpool to win the league. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going Liverpool to win the Premier League title. And you know what? I'm going to say it's going to be like a point in it. A point or goal difference in it between Liverpool and Manchester City. But, if Liverpool get any huge injuries, like if Van Dijk has a massive injury or Alisson Becker gets an injury, I think that could be fatal and Man City will climb back up. Also, fun fact, no team has ever gone 4 seasons in a row winning the Premier League title. It's going to be very hard to keep that consistency, and overall I think it's time for a new team to actually win the Premier League. I know Liverpool won it a few years back, but I feel like a different team to Manchester City is going to win the Premier League finally, and Man City is going to end their streak of Premier Leagues. Again, all this could change in the January window. Players could leave that are crucial for the club's players could come in that are crucial for the club. You know, it could all change during the January window. This is just my opinions overall. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hopefully you did enjoy the video, and for the first time ever, I'm going to set a like target. Now, I'm going to start off small. I'm going to start off with 15 likes on this video. That would be much appreciated. And hopefully you can like and subscribe, and also turn on those notifications to tell us one of my fantastic YouTube videos. I'll see you next time. To the pip now.